Hi YouTube. Okay, this video is about selling postcards on eBay, which is something I've done a lot of and had great success doing. I've recently finished selling off a big collection that I had, and they went really well. I was amazed at some of the prices I achieved on individual postcards. Um, so I've got a little stack that I'm working through, and I thought while I had them here I could show you the sort of things to look out for, or the sort of things that I tend to do well on. Now, let's see if I can find some. Ones that I have found have done surprisingly well are just scenes of towns or villages. See, this sort of thing. This is Aberdeen, so it's obviously very old, and it's a scene that somebody will know. It's a road where somebody will work in this office or have an apartment up here, or this road will exist probably in a very similar form now, and people, it seems to me, like postcards that they can compare to the current day, or a postcard that might show the street they live in or the village they live in, and this sort of thing, just random places with scenes of towns and villages. um, These probably not so much. You see, these are Snowdon. This is the mountains in Snowdon, which don't really have any features. Although saying that, this has got the train in it, so that might have special interest because of the train. Oh, there's another one. Oh, two more. See, so that's probably a nice little set to do as a four. Look, they've got the Snowdon train, which I know nothing about, but maybe a different train now. This may be of historical interest. But this sort of thing is great. You see, this is Great Yarmouth, tennis courts and the tower. So probably those tennis courts aren't there anymore. I bet that tower's gone. So they're of interest to someone who lives in Yarmouth, maybe remembers Yarmouth as it was, and they're really nice historical interest ones. These sort of things do well. These are 1920s sort of style illustrations. There are collectors for that sort of thing. Um, so yeah, there's another one. See, Ramsgate, Madeira Promenade. I know Ramsgate quite well, and that's still there. This, excuse me, this waterfall is still there, but this has got a tram in it, and the tram tracks have all gone. So that's a nice postcard for someone who lives in Ramsgate to compare where they live to how it used to be. Another Ramsgate one there. So might do that as a pair. What I wanted to say about postcards in particular is listing them. What you want to do is a picture of the front, obviously, as close up as you can, um, and then a picture of the back, because collectors will want to know, is the back blank? Does it have writing on? Is there a stamp on it? Does it have a postmark on it? All of these things will be of interest to the collector. And then you need to describe the card. Describe the fact that there's a tiny ding on that corner. Describe the fact there's a bit of a smudge up here. Most of the time it won't detract from someone buying it, but they will want to know. So that's key, really. Is, like I said before in my videos, if you're selling postcards, chances are you're selling to a collector, and the collector will want to know all the detail that you may consider insignificant, but write it anyway. Chances are the buyer won't be bothered, but it will instill confidence in you, the seller, from the buyer, if you have gone to the trouble to list all the stuff. Like this one, for example, has got postmark residue on the front. So even though that will show up in your picture, describe that in your description, and it's got a bit of a ding in that top corner. See where that corner's been caught, and turned over, you know, so, and then show the back. And what I find is handy and people like is the postmark will have a date on. This one's a bit obscured, I can't quite read it. I think it might be 1930. So stick the date on. Stick the date in the title. It's always handy. What I've done with postcards is I go through and I pick out all the ones that are worth selling on their own, look up other ones, and if I end up with a load, generally I'll end up with a load that really aren't worth selling on their own, and then I will sell them as a bundle. And all I do then is spread them all out and take a whole load of pictures so people can get the general idea of the sort of mix of scenes and what's in there, and then just set a buy it now price and get rid of them. And they always sell. So yeah, that's postcards. If you're out and you're looking to pick up a bundle, flick through, and if it's all if there's age to them and it's scenes of towns and cities and villages, like I say, pictures of interesting street scenes and stuff, grab them, because there will be ones in there of value. I mean, when I sold off the collection that I had done recently, there were some in there. I'm not going to remember the actual place names, but there were some of certain villages. There's a certain village up north. I had 4 or 5 very simple black and white street pictures of, and I was getting 15 and 20 pounds each for them. I looked up the place and there were postcards already on eBay that had sold. They're right up there in the 15, 20, 25 pound bracket. So I whacked mine on thinking, really? And they all sold, and they sold quick. Some had sold within the day. And then it was odd. There were some places where I would look up postcard and a town or whatever, and there'd be pages and pages and pages and hardly any selling. So I didn't bother. But yeah, it's a great market. The wonderful thing about postcards is obviously they're easy to send. You can slip them in an envelope. I tend to put a little bit of card around them, especially if someone's spent 10, 15 pounds on a card. Go to the trouble of putting a little bit of card around them. Cereal box card is the right sort of gauge, because then it's not too fat and you can still send it at a letter rate. It'll still be thin enough to go as a letter. But that's worth doing. People appreciate the time and effort to do that. So yeah, just a quick one about postcards. It's a great little market, and you will be surprised the money you can ask for postcards if they're of the right places and the right sort of age. So yeah, hope that was interesting. Please like and subscribe. I'm a full-time eBay reseller. This is what I do for my living, and I'm here on eBay. I keep doing that. I'm here on YouTube talking about what I buy and sell on eBay. So yeah, if you want to see more of my videos, please check out all the ones I've already done, and then subscribe so you can see more videos as I make them. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.